Well, we're winding up this visit to Hartford on the last day of the session with Representative Kim Fawcett, 133rd District of Westport and Fairfield. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Fawcett. And you must be thrilled with just hours left after what has been really a grueling, week anyway, but the whole session has been very interesting, hasn't it?
Yeah, the last week I call it legislative boot camp because that's really what it is. The last 2 weeks is pretty intense, and we have late hours almost every day, so we're all very tired.
Well, in talking to some of the freshmen, they say people talk about it, they talk to people like yourself who've been in it for a while, and yet there ain't nothing like the real thing, being in the trenches.
Right. It's an incredible experience. Many of us are behind the scenes saying, we should write a book because the stories and how deals come together and how legislation is sort of being negotiated these last hours, it's hard to even put words to it.
Well, now, talking with some of our counterparts, especially the freshmen, they're saying, gee, I didn't know how much kind of happens in small groups that are somewhat invisible to the greater numbers.
That's right. Yeah, and I think each year you're here, you move up sort of a concentric circle in the involvement. So this is the 5th year for me, and I am definitely more involved in bills and working out language, and it also means you're more subject to really difficult political struggles to get negotiations and compromises. So I have had some letdowns this session, but I've learned a lot, and so I'm trying to leave with a positive attitude that I am a stronger and better legislator for my district, hopefully.
Well, now, speaking of that, what do you see as being some of the more positive aspects of this session for your district in particular?
Well, I was really involved in 2 conversations for our region, the Fairfield, Bridgeport region, the public access television issue. We've really brought a huge spotlight to that issue this session, and I feel good about it. Public access television is a sort of a niche issue, but for people in towns who want transparency in local government, they want to know what's going on with their Board of Ed budget or their Board of, their town spending. Having public access television is a huge way to be able to make that process more transparent. So
and what does that provide?
Well, this session we were able to clarify some language to just make it, I would say, to protect public access television money and to allow some of the towns, namely Fairfield, begin to expand their public access operations. I feel pretty good about that, and you may have heard I also went a little head-to-head with the truckers, me and the truckers. It's been an interesting dialogue for the past several weeks, but we're, again, able to open an incredible conversation about how we use no-through truck roads. In Fairfield County, there are 22 roads through all of our towns that are designated no-through truck, and it turns out that the law is so ambiguous and so poorly written that no one really knows what it means. We didn't get complete clarity on it, but what we're going to do is come back in 2012 and rewrite the no-through truck law. So hopefully many, many neighborhoods in Fairfield County will benefit from the progress.
And throughout the state, let's face it.
Yeah, throughout the state, absolutely, yeah.
Well, I'll bet you're looking forward to a little rest.
Big
visit
time.
With the family,
yes.
reintroduce yourself along the way.
I might adopt a puppy along the way this summer.
I like the thought.
Yeah.
I like the thought.
And a new addition to my family.
A puppy, folks. A puppy. Relax. Hey, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Representative Kim Fawcett on the special edition of Cablevision's Meet the Leaders. Always interesting here in Hartford, especially on the closure of the session day. Midnight, it can't come too soon for senators, representatives, and the governor as well. For Meet the Leaders, I'm David Smith. Hope you enjoyed it. We certainly have found it fascinating, as always, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again next time.